Good afternoon, actually. It's a couple days later, actually. Been a lot going on, but we are done, mostly. Pile, gone. I even had a little bit extra, so I let my neighbor borrow some over to his house to do a little bit of stuff with it. Just because I had so much that I was able to fill and fill and fill. I've got probably 10 inches of mulch all the way around. We are in May, and the swing set is done. Everybody came to the house that day. I think I showed you some video of that, but it's been a while. Got that done. My neighbor came over this past weekend and helped me finish the slide. Could have done it by myself, but honestly, with two people, it makes it that much easier. There was a lot of fitment that had to go on to get things just right, to get things where you wanted them. But we are done. Everything out here has been set up, and now I am just doing some, it's not even cleanup. Now I'm just doing some planning for a few other things. So, it's up. Slide is in. As you can see, the playscape sits. That's still a little bit in the sun right now. Like I said, it's right about noon. But if you look up, there's the sun. Sorry, I didn't mean to blind you, but this lily tree right here gives a good amount of shade on this. And literally from give or take noon on, actually the swing set gets it probably about 11 o'clock. From noon on, it's all shade for the rest of the day. So this doesn't sit in the sun. It doesn't beat on it. It's not too hot for the kids. You know, this is cool to touch right now. Even the slide doesn't get too hot for them in the morning. But we finished up. We put everything together. I even got the bench swing under here put in place. And like I said, around for most of it, there's a good 8 to 10 inches probably, if not a little more. Put down here, I raked it all out. But you can see we've got, I'll start off from the top here. Got the shed, we've got the border, the containment, which I showed you in the other video. Swing set, water table, the sand table, trampoline. Everybody fits in here nice, right? So we all play together in here. A couple more trees to take down just around the edges here. I'm going to clear out. I actually think what I might do is take out that little swath of pines right over there next to the oak. I'm still tempted to take out this one because it's not really doing much there, and so that's still up for debate. But you can see the trampoline nice and leveled, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. It's literally turned it into like a playground, if you will. So if I kind of take a step back here so you can see behind me as I walk away. Apologize, I'm a little bit in the sun. But here we go. So that right there is 50 by 20 and holds everything. More than enough space for the slides, for the kids to come down, for the swings and everything else. But it's all contained. This will all get filled. Opens up, and again, I still have all that new space there. I got to figure out what I want to do with. Pool is next. We got to get that opened up. But yeah, it was done. Like I said, the slide was a little tricky. Not so much because of the instructions, just the angles. Just trying to get in here to do the bolts and everything. So you build all these sections, all the tube connection pieces. Individually, and then you slap it all together, and then there's these collars. So once it's all secured, these collars go on to help tighten everything in. But the hardest part was just getting in to get these little screws here that are all on these tight corners, because to reach in there you had to have a special right angle screw that it came with, and it was just a pain in the rear to get through. Other than that, it wasn't hard. Honestly, the most difficult part about this, nothing to do with the swing set, that all went together nice, is down here. So this is a little bit of a pain. This was annoying, where you had the support bracket here, and then you had this extra support piece that comes down here and mounts into the collar. And just getting that all lined up to sit well with the slide and hold it all in place. But again, everything went in real smooth at the end. We worked through it. It's all together. The kids love it. They want to come home and play with it every day. They get up in the morning now and they want to run outside on the weekends, this past weekend, I should say. So they're getting a lot of use out of it. I'm excited about it. Next, I'm going to put down the insecticide. So I think what I ended up looking at, I use Bifin, which I'll show you in an upcoming video because I'm going to be putting down, it's getting warm out. It's supposed to be the 80s this week. So soil's getting there. So hopefully by next week, I'm going to be putting down my second application of the pre-emergent. So my split app number 2 is going to go down of the prodiamine. And then I'm also going to start looking around. I haven't seen anything other than one broadleaf weed pop up in this yard so far. Yeah, I have some bare spots and whatnot, but one broadleaf weed is all I've picked up. So I haven't had really a need to spray post-emergent yet, but I'm sure I will at some point. We'll get there. Next, after the prodiamine and the pre-emergent, is going to be the insecticide spray. I use, like I was saying, a Bifin, so it's bifenthrin, Bifin I/T is what it goes by. And it's concentrate. You get it for $50-$60 on Amazon. You can find it, or if you can find it at a store that'll sell it. And it's concentrated. I break it down in the gallons, 4-gallon sprayer. I walk the lawn. I spray it. I spray the wood line with it behind me over here. There we go. And mosquitoes, ticks, ants, anything like that is gone. So, obviously, people talk about bees and being okay for the bees, but as far as I'm concerned, yellow jackets are jerks, so they can go away. Hornets and things like that. Ground bees is really what we have. We don't have honeybees around here very much. I've seen them, but they're not on my property, and they don't bother where the garden and the flowers. I don't usually spray those areas, the beds, just because I want the good bugs to come in. So I leave those be. It's more for the mosquitoes and the ticks than anything. But for this playground, I know Bifin can be okay once it dries for kids and dogs and whatever else in the lawn, but because this is the Swingset and I really want to make sure I spray everything in here, mulch and all, because I don't want to deal with bugs in here, I'm trying to find something that's a little bit of a more friendly alternative. So I actually went online today. I bought from Amazon. It's called Wonderside, and it was like $35 for the spray. It's the hose end spray that comes connected. So hopefully what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook that up to the hose, and I'm just going to spray everything. The Swingset, the mulch, all of it is all going to get sprayed down and hosed over. I'll even hit the shed. Why not? And hopefully that'll help me with any type of bug issues that I might see up in here. Again, it's all oils and whatnot, so it's all natural stuff. So it should work pretty good. People have said it does a pretty decent job. I just know for a heavy use chemical, the Bifin works amazing in the lawn. I can't recommend that stuff enough. And I'll still do that over here. Like, I'll spray all of this with the Bifin. I just hit up into the trees. I kind of spray in a little bit to help clear that out. But that's where we are. I know this has been about 8 minutes of me walking around talking about things, but Swingset is done. The playground is in. The pool is next. So we got a few videos coming up. We're getting into summer. And we'll talk about that in a second. All right. So for the Swingset, just a couple of things to note. It took, honestly, it's 2 days to build it. Let me start there. We bought the Kidcraft Portland is what it was called. And that's the one that came with a tube slide, the dual racing slides, and the 3 swings. Well, 2 swings and the web swing, and then the little rocking bench underneath. And a walk wall. And so that was 2 days to put together. They did say, I think the estimate was 2 to 4 people, 14 to 16 hours is what they put on the box. So essentially 2 full working days, give or take. So it was right about there. And then a little bit of time I did during the week. So 2 days for build. And then obviously it took me a couple of working days to do all of the land clearing. Was about a day and a half for me with the chainsaw and doing all that brush work. That was a day and a half. Then it was the clearing of the actual land itself. That was a good solid day that he spent here. So that's 2 days. You're 2.5 days you're in. Then I spent another day building the frame, putting in all that framing around the edge. Did that for a better part of a day. And then it was another day of mulch movement. So just say I have a week or a week and a half total of time into the project. Granted, it was over the course of a month, give or take, but worth it, absolutely. The kids literally have a playground in the backyard now instead of having just a a swing set thrown on grass or whatever have you. And I also don't have to move the trampoline around and worry about the grass growing underneath it and trimming around things. It's in its area. It's mulched in. We also were able to get the water table off the deck, so the kids have a spot back there because the deck can get hot. So they're not running around on their bare feet burning up. They can go right onto the mulch with it. They can play out there. We got the sand table because the alternative was I was going to build a sandbox. So I was going to take some of that framing and frame in a sandbox, fill it with sand. But the kids aren't big on it. They don't want to be in the sand. They just want to have a table to play with, to build stuff and do sand work on. So we figured the alternative is just buy a small table like that they sell. That's a step 2 table that I bought for that. It holds 80 pounds of sand, which works great. Now I don't have to worry about having to buy a cover for it or what it's going to set up with or making sure that there's nothing in it. I can always just dump the sand out and refill it with new sand if need be. It does have a cover. So that was just a nice thing, little add thing to put in there. But again, now they have their whole area in the yard. They're able to play. The pool's going to be open for them. So they've got a whole area going for themselves, which is really the goal here, was to have something for them to enjoy. Other than that, it was fun. I learned some stuff. I got some new tools. And I got it done right in time for, end of spring, early summer to hit, and friends to come over, and I don't know, I'm just excited. It was a big one for me to get out of the way. I've been looking at that for a few years now, trying to figure out what the best option was for a playground and how it would look and where we should put it. So I'm really happy I got a chance to do this and to get that back area cleared out, because now I can just let my brain wander on what else I want to do back there. So we've got some things to do. We got some more trees to take out, got a pool to open coming up, and a bunch more things coming up. So stick around for all of that. And I hope to see you guys soon. Like the video, subscribe. I'm by no means doing anything here for promotions or anything like that. I'm just sharing knowledge and letting you in on what I do as a father of 2 with plenty of house projects, right? And what it really means when you don't hire out everything you need to do. I mean, can you? Sure. Does it cost money? Of course. But I get a lot of pride out of doing things myself, figuring things out. So it just works for me. I hope it does for you too. I hope you learned on something. I hope you kind of have some idea of what it takes if you want to embark on that project. Swing sets are by no means something you can't do yourself. They can be expensive if you don't do them yourself. And there's no reason you have to go to the extent that I went to. I know people even go beyond that. But I really just wanted to make an area out there. That was the goal, right? To make sure they had their own space instead of just plopping it down in the yard, because I probably could have saved myself hundreds of dollars and weeks of work. But again, I tend to overplan things, and that's it. So guys, have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. We're going to open up the pool later this week, so stick around. Bye.